Hello, welcome to this second vlog. It's a tough day. Anyway, in this second vlog, I'm going to do something very crazy. I recently got a message from one of my filmmaking friends. He told me that this film festival was already opened for submission, and this film festival is called the Zanzibar International Film Festival. It's a very big film festival around here, and last year I was selected. The year before that I wasn't selected for the film which I was selected for the year after. So this film festival, yeah, so I want to apply. I already have films that I haven't submitted, but I thought this would be a perfect opportunity for me to use this, and instead of just submitting the films I have, how about I use this opportunity to create a new film with the Animation Factory, and then after I create that film with the Animation Factory, and then I'll submit it, and then we'll see how things go. So this is my way of showing you more examples of how you can use the Animation Factory. There are already tutorials on the website on how you can use the techniques of the Animation Factory. If you don't know what the Animation Factory is, the Animation Factory is a website which has enough content to help you make animation in weeks instead of months. So I'm going to try and make this one in 2 weeks, including rendering. Yeah, in 2 weeks including rendering. And I'll also try to experiment with real-time rendering using Unreal Engine for some of the scenes. So I have used Unreal Engine before, and I really love the fact that you can just render things quickly. So without further ado, in this first vlog, I'm going to talk about film festival and film festival submission. So submitting your films at film festivals is very easy. You just have to basically join these two sites here that they have used. They have shown here this Film Freeway and First Home. If I click here, let me just already open. So here at Film Freeway, as you can see, it essentially has all the film festivals. All you just do is come here, browse the festivals. I have forgotten my password and for this, but anyway, you just come here. Most of the films here submitting is free, and I highly recommend that you submit your films to those festivals where submitting is free, because some of these festivals, they're actually created as a business, business for getting money. So they brand themselves as something big, but in reality, after being to a couple of these festivals, nothing really big happens. There are a lot of filmmakers worldwide, and nothing big really happens. So it's most of the time, if you find there's a film, it says submitting, and that is just submitting. You haven't even been accepted yet. It's like $50. I usually just pass it on, because I've been to film festivals, and nothing special happens. You may get a few contacts here and there, but yeah, when I say nothing really special happens, I'm talking about on a large scale. But on a small scale, on a large scale, there are small improvements that happen, but there are other ways where you can get large improvements that is beyond festivals. And here I'm talking from my perspective as just a small filmmaker who's making maybe perhaps short films. There are exceptions. There are exceptions, and exceptions come when you have to make a film that has to really be, I don't know, trendy, should I say. Really have to be trendy. Maybe it has to touch people's emotions depending on what was important in that year. For example, there are short films where they this one short film whereby I've seen that is like the trend right now. The trend is that the short films which are making waves are those which touch the issue of LGBTQ. I hope I spelled it right. Yeah, issues that LGBT people of the LGBTQ community face worldwide. So those seems to be making a lot of wave right now. But if you made a film like that maybe 4 years ago, it's it just doesn't get you maybe that traction that you're hoping. So you might make the thing or the confusion that came with me. I mean, that came to me with film festivals. There are films that will do very good at festivals and do very bad, but let's say on YouTube. There are films that will do very bad on festivals and maybe will do very good on Netflix or maybe selling to as a TV show. So the audience here at the film festivals is usually mostly filmmakers. So there's that thing whereby you just meet a lot of filmmakers, and filmmakers will select films depending on maybe what was the most important to them as filmmakers or people in the film community. One thing you should try and do is avoid being in a thought bubble. When I say a thought bubble, is this thing. It's like you spend a lot of time with a certain group of people. Your thinking becomes limited to that group. So I've seen that is the problem with the filmmakers, and that is because I am different. I usually want to approach things differently. One thought bubble is like maybe wanting to spend years into details, maybe into details. For example, you're making an animation, you want to spend a month creating your own tree assets, only to have those tree assets, during the production not in focus. So you spent a month on an item that was not actually in focus, and then if you are in the thought bubble, let's say I call it the blender artist thought bubble, you feel satisfaction for creating a tree, but that tree played a very little role in the film, but you spent a lot of time, you wasted a lot of time, which is also why I created the animation factory. By the way, my internet is very slow and it's embarrassing, but you spend a lot of time on an item that matters the least. Right now we are at the internet age, and there are a lot of content creators. So if there are a lot of content creators right now, you are rewarded more, and that has been the case with film. You are rewarded more with quantity rather than quality. I mean, you have to have a good enough quality, yeah, but you are rewarded more with quantity rather than quality. There are exceptions, and I'm thinking from also a different perspective. But let's say, for example, you have a YouTube channel, you have an okay animation show on YouTube, but you get let's say perhaps you get, let's say, perhaps 1 million views per video, and then maybe you depend on making money using the YouTube ad revenue. You will be rewarded more for more views, and more views mean more content. So if more content, and you wasted your time creating something that people watched once and people not remember again, and that's the thing that is always happening. You watch a film, 2 weeks later you don't even remember what the film was about, because right now we have a content explosion. So if you have a content explosion, you should also try and put yourself in a position whereby you can let's say be at an advantageous position. You don't have to go spend a whole 6 months. Imagine you spend a whole 6 months for 1 minute animation. You put it out there, then you find yourself you have to um you have to, spend a lot of energy on marketing, on promoting the video, asking people to share, bothering your friends to share. So instead of having that kind of mindset, I decided I should have a mindset whereby I will try and create things as fast as possible. But the most important part of the animation, which is the problem with a lot of artists, or I should say 3D artists, they make a visually beautiful animation, but the story is poor. If you're not an artist, you will not remember what you just watched. And what is the most important thing? What is the reason why you remember something? It's actually the story. If you have a crappy movie, it doesn't matter how much you advertise it, but if it was a crappy movie, it's just a crappy movie. But if you have a nice movie, I mean, the thing is, try and search inside your brain. Um, I'm sure you must have watched at least one movie, one Avengers movie. The Avengers movie had an okay story, but had so many cool actions, so many cool actions. There were just so many. It was bombarded with cool actions. But if you really try to remember, I'm sure you probably forgot most of those actions, unless you went back and watched them again and again. But those really cool actions, they're like cool, but the thing that stays with you the most is actually the impact of the story, the impact of the characters, and that is actually the most important. So you can have stick figure characters, but as long as they tell a beautiful story, that story, you will carry it with you till the day you die. And another thing, until today, I'm still moved by the movie Titanic because it had such a great story. And yeah, so it's I don't want to talk too long about this. So that is the first thing. Once you come here, you just search for what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking what kind of film festival you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for one which is an online festival, maybe award events outside USA, inside USA or Canada. Category, screenplay, entry free. You can years running, project runtime. So yeah, so here you just do what I do is you actually upload a film. I can show you right now because my internet is slow. You upload your film and then you simply just submit to all the free film festivals, and yeah, so that is one way you get your work out there. You can do it for free. So now that I've told you the main purpose of me creating this animation is because I'm targeting this film festival specifically, because yeah, as much as I say that there's really not much impact, but I usually love to leave an impression. People should look at you and be like, wow, that guy is good, and it helps, but the growth is very slow. The growth is very slow. You cannot just go out to a film festival and expect maybe to get just one film festival and expect to get big result. It's something that you have to go maybe to multiples, I don't know, like 10, 20s. I've been my films until now, I've been accepted to at least 4 film festivals, and I'm still not seeing any progress. So, but I've seen people with progress. I have a friend, he has been like into 30, the one who told me about this. He's been like into 30 film festivals, and he's kind of progressing. He's getting a work here and there. He's a filmmaker, but he goes to a film festival, creates nice work, he wins awards, and then he's just called, to work maybe as a, assistant, uh, assistant. I don't know what it's called, but it dealt with something dealing with the behind the scenes. He did something impressive, and then he's just giving a behind the scenes work. So there's that harsh reality. But he's growing. He wins awards. He makes money from the awards he gets. But the problem is supply and demand. There's just so many filmmakers out there. So whatever it does, as big as it is, there are other 100,000 people who did it this in the same way as big as he did. So yeah, that's all in this video. In the next video, I'm going to show you what kind of ideas do I have and how do I want to let's say how do I put this? I'm getting stuck. How do I want to my audience to feel in that film, and how I'm going to prepare that. I'm going to prepare for that before I even start anything. So yeah, see you in the next video.